So, and you have to pay in 90 days. Maybe after 90 days you cannot find it, or maybe after 90 days the currency is so illiquid that even if you find those ones, you cannot find out 1 million pesos. So you go into this ones to have a forward contract. Now you don't worry about gathering this piece of currency. That's the headache of the other party for which you have contracted. The third one is you can use these forward contracts to negotiate an offsetting trade. So what does it mean? We will also doing some numerical questions and also doing some examples for offsetting trade as well. So if an MNC enters into a forward sale, a forward purchase will, with the same bank, will be calling offsetting trade. Just giving you a very small idea here, small example, a brief example here. That is, if you enter into a contract for 6 months, in which you talk about that you will sell dollars, right? And after 3 months, you find out that you are here 3 months, you find out that there is no way you will be having dollars in 6 months to obligate to obligate this contract. So what you can do with the same bank or with the same person or with the other person, what you can do, you can have an offsetting contract. You will say that, okay, this 3 months I will be purchasing dollar, so that when this contract expires, you have the dollars and you will pay for this due, for this obligation, so that you can have this obligation fulfilled. So this is called offsetting trade. You can do with the same bank as well. You can do with the other banks as well, other parties as well. But usually these are forward. So normally people go with the same banks. Look, I'm not going to be having, dollars, and we have still 3 months left, and this is a contract. So what we can do, I can enter into an alternative contract. I'm selling it and now I'm buying it as well. So the difference will be the profit and loss we'll talk about when we do the examples. Non-deliverable contracts. Non-deliverable contracts, they can be used for emerging market currencies where no currency delivery takes place at settlement. Instead, one party makes a payment to the other party. That's it. It means if you have a contract for 90 days and you say that after 90 days, I'm going to be purchasing 1 million pesos from you. Let me just write it down here. 0, it's 90 days. In non-deliverable contract, you make this reference. It means after 90 days, this 1 million peso is not going to be transferred, except the amount, settlement amount, that's going to be transferred. Which means you contracted 1.15 and you say that, look, I'm not going to be paying you this one. And what you can do, we are not going to transfer this 1 million, the above. For example, you contracted 1.15 and now in market is 1. So for example, your profit is like 0.15. 0.15 multiplied by this 1 million is this amount I'm going to be transferring. So we'll talk about this with examples as well. So 4 uses of forward contract. Number 1, we can use it for hedge, for bid-ask spread, for having an offsetting trade. Number 4, we can use it for non-deliverable forward contract. Right? Let's move forward. Wait Let me talk to the. So number one, how MNC uses forward contract. Number one was hedge. So how we can use that here. MNC use forward contracts to hedge. What does it mean? Minimize the.
Protect.
That doesn't mean that risk is zero. To eliminate the risk, no. Right? It means to minimize the risk or lock the risk. For example, if the risk is, for example, is 10%, and chances are that it will increase by 20%, so you lock in between. For example, you lock at 10%. So if in actual the risk was 20%, you already have 10%, that's it. You lock that one. This is called hedging. Why? Why not you eliminated the risk? No, it's still 10%. You lock it, right? So we call this hedge. The terminology we use, hedge. So MNC use forward contracts to hedge their imports. They can lock in the rate at which they obtain currency needed to purchase imports. So let's try to understand this line. Here we go. Imports, what happened in imports? For example, you are in US. And this is, I would be using the word China. That would be more common point for us. This book is US centric, so it means I'm using US as well, and we're studying in China, so I'm just using the word China more frequently in these two countries. Here we go. So, for example, MNC here, importing mean they are importing from, goods are coming from China to US. And what are their biggest worries? Are the goods our biggest worries for them? No. The biggest worry is the payment. For example, it takes 90 days or no, 30 days is more appropriate. 30 days, right? So they purchase now and the payment going to be in 30 days. When they receive the goods, they have like quality control whatsoever, and then they release the payment. The question is that in this 30 days, anything can happen. The exchange rate can go up or can go down. And they have to pay in yuan. US have to pay in yuan to China. The chances are that yuan may appreciate. If yuan appreciated, then they have to spend more dollars to buy yuan. Right? So there are their biggest worries about that. So how they can cope it? We have the example. If still you cannot understand this kind of diagram, I have the example, and that will further clarify your concept. So we have Turds Incorporation is an MNC based in Chicago that will be needing 1 million Singaporean dollars in 90 days to purchase Singaporean imports. So you understand what's going on? US firm is buying from Singapore with, and they have to pay how much? 1 million Singaporean dollar, right? So it can buy Singaporean dollar for immediate delivery at the spot rate 0.50. At this spot rate, so this is 1 million Singaporean dollar multiplied by dollar 0.50 divided by Singaporean dollar. So answer would be $500,000. So they would be needing $500,000 for immediate delivery, but they don't have the funds right now to exchange for Singaporean dollar. Let's talk about this example. So you understand the structure, right? Everybody understand the structure, what's going on? Let me ask one by one.
Yes.
Alim,
Yes.
you understand this
Yep.
example? Ali,
Yep, kind of.
Carolina,
Yes, I
Carolina.
understand.
Right now, what's going to happen is that US is buying from Singapore, and he would be needing to pay 1 million Singaporean dollar to the Singapore company for the imports. If they can deliver right now, they would be spending 500,000 and buying against 500,000, 1 million Singaporean dollar. But they don't have the money right now. So that's the example. David, you understand what's going on up till now?
Yes, sir.
Jackie,
Yes, sir.
Leo,
Yes.
Laura, Michael,
Yes.
Nicola, Ploy,
I'm good. Yes.
Day.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move to the next slides to find out. Here we go. So they don't have the money right now. So let me just explain it one more time. This is US firm in Chicago, and this is in Singapore. Singaporean dollar. So US will be importing goods and paying back to Singaporean company. Right now the exchange rate is